standing downtown on Lansdowne Street outside of the CEP Provincial Council with the VP of Media for the CEP, Mr. Peter Murdoch. Mr. Peter Murdoch, right now we're in the midst of the Security Prosperity Partnership transition, and we're watching the initiatives, and we're not seeing a lot of news coverage or true news coverage in the media. What we do, they talk about jelly beans and they talk about regulating cornflakes and stuff like that, and they say everything else is a conspiracy theory. As the VP of Media for CEP, would you care to tell what CEP is doing in terms of an action plan about the SPP?
Well, first of all, I certainly am not an apologist for the corporate media, which are employers, most of the employers of our members in CEP. It doesn't really surprise me that the corporate media is not vigilant on issues that are important to Canadian security and nationality, because primarily they're covering stories that are important to the corporations and to big corporations and big business. And the question now, I guess, is for us is what kinds of things can we do? And I think your question is right to the point. What kinds of things can we do now as a union, and not just our union, but as a labor movement, to increase awareness of Canadians about this critical issue? And it would seem to me there are a couple of things we could do. One, first thing we do is not just simply rely on getting the odd press release into big media. We have to do other things, and there are lots of things now available to us through the web, through sites such as YouTube. So there's lots of availability now in the alternate media and independent media that we can access. And by the way, these things are being paid attention to. They're getting thousands and thousands and tens of thousands, and in some cases hundreds of thousands of hits. So we have to rally our information, we have to rally our position on things such as the SPP, and make sure that we get it out there where the Canadian public can access it.
Okay, now the SPP covers a lot of initiatives. It's like 300 initiatives on a continental integration policy, which would affect workers in every one of our sectors, communications, energy, and especially pulp and paper out here in BC. For the members that are to hopefully get a chance to watch this interview, what would you say that they need to do? Not necessarily in terms of paying attention, but maybe paying attention and spreading the knowledge around to their brothers and sisters, and not necessarily union brothers and sisters, but their family brothers and sisters, their family, their neighbors, and their local community on steps that they can take to educate themselves, inform themselves, and make their politicians aware that we don't want complete integration with the United States on all levels of laws and regulations.
Well, I guess the first step is, and I'm still quite confident and have absolute faith in the fact that Canadians want to remain Canadians. They have no interest in becoming Americans. However, as I say, the forces of big corporations are just erasing borders, and in particularly the Canadian-U.S. border. But Canadians don't want that. They're proud of being Canadians. So what we have to do is find avenues for them to get the information out there so that they can, first of all, inform themselves. Then once they have it in their back pocket, once they have it in their heads and hearts, they can start spreading it.